A heated ice scraper. Is it worth it? Tuesday on Good Morning Washington.
Tonight, several developing stories as we come on the air. A bitter cold blast sweeping across the country. The coldest temperatures in several years. Below zero wind chills from the plains all the way to the Great Lakes. Roger Stone one-on-one. What he's now saying about cooperating with the special counsel and accusing the FBI of Gestapo tactics during his arrest. High-speed road rage, the driver speeding down the highway at up to 70 miles per hour. A man clinging to the hood of his SUV. Another driver then pulling out a gun to stop him. Manhunt arrest. The alleged killer wanted for shooting his parents, his girlfriend, and her parents, while police were waiting for him 1,000 miles away. The race against time, the massive search and rescue effort underway, hundreds missing in a deadly dam collapse, dozens killed, and hacked and harassed. An uplifting story we brought you right here on this broadcast. Then, Russian hackers stealing this sick girl's identity, setting up a charity scam. The family's warning tonight.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Tom Yamas. We begin tonight with more than 200 million bracing for extreme cold across much of the country. Wind chills plunging below zero from the Dakotas all the way to Michigan. A clipper creating dangerous driving conditions across Illinois, cars off the highway. Record cold expected over the next few days, pushing right into the Northeast this week. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano leads us off.
Tonight, parts of the Midwest getting the leading edge of some of the coldest air to hit the U.S. in years. Travel in parts of North Dakota already treacherous. Interstate 94 impossible to see through the blowing snow. That storm a precursor to life-threateningly low temperatures usually found in the Arctic. Icy conditions across Illinois already causing spinouts and crashes on the highways. In Chicago today, it was actually colder than in some parts of Alaska. The Chicago River resembling a skating rink.
Any exposed skin, that's what's terrible. It really does kind of feel like it's burning.
It's so cold on Lake Michigan, this steam devil was spotted. And in Wisconsin, they're still digging out from last week's storm with even more snow in store.
I tried to shovel out myself, and there was no way that I could.
To the east, icebreakers patrolling Niagara Falls ahead of the cold blast. Nearly 228 million Americans bracing for below freezing and potentially record-breaking temperatures this week.
Dangerous temperatures for so many across the country. Rob Marciano joins us now in Senate. Rob, walk us through the next few days.
Well, it's going to come through in stages. In the end, it's going to affect the entire eastern half of the country. A huge Arctic air mass. You see the leading edge of it right now with some snow reaching down across the upper Midwest. We've got winter storm warnings and now blizzard warnings for the leading edge of this. And we could see substantial snows as far south as really the deep south. But Chicago, a mess in the morning for the Monday morning rush. The Tuesday evening rush across the Northeast might see a little bit of snow. Again, accumulations could potentially get down all the way to North Georgia. But here comes the cold. With those snows, could see over a foot just north of Chicago. These are actual temperatures Wednesday morning. Minus 23. You factor in the winds, could be minus 50 in Chicago, minus 60 in Des Moines. That is dangerously cold. Take care of your pets. Keep your kids inside if you can and wait this out. It's going to take several days, Tom.
And more than 200 million in the path. All right, Rob, thank you. Tonight's other major headline, President Trump's longtime advisor, Roger Stone, attacking the FBI, accusing authorities of Gestapo tactics during his arrest. 2 days after being indicted on charges of obstruction of justice and lying to Congress, Stone now signaling a willingness to cooperate with Robert Mueller. He insists he never spoke to the president about WikiLeaks, Russia, or about Mueller's investigation. His critics say the evidence against him is right there. Here's ABC White House correspondent Tara Palmieri.
Tonight, President Trump's longtime political advisor, Roger Stone, strongly denying that he ever communicated with Trump about Russia or the Mueller investigation.
None whatsoever.
Zero.
Categorically.
Zero.
Special counsel Robert Mueller indicted Stone Friday on 7 counts, including obstruction of justice, witness tampering, and lying to Congress. In court filings, Mueller paints Stone as an intermediary between the Trump campaign and WikiLeaks, which published hacked DNC and Clinton campaign emails stolen by Russia. Now out on bail, Stone defiant, accusing Mueller of trying to intimidate him with a heavily armed pre-dawn FBI raid on Friday.
They could simply have called my lawyers and I would have turned myself in.
That's a question.
This was an expensive show of force to try to depict me as public enemy number one. These are Gestapo tactics.
Court documents allege Stone threatened witnesses, calling one a rat and sending an email writing, "Let's get it on. Prepare to die." Stone offering this explanation.
I do have 1 million emails. They have been reported, many of them taken out of context in this indictment. But there is nothing to find.
Mueller claims Stone was directed by a high-level Trump campaign official, a charge he denies. But Stone does not rule out cooperating with the special counsel.
If there's wrongdoing by other people in the campaign that I know about, which I know of none, but if there is, I would certainly testify honestly. I'd also testify honestly about any other matter, including any communications with the president. It's true that we spoke on the phone, but those communications are political in nature. They're benign.
While there's no mention of collusion in the latest charges, House Intelligence Committee Chair Adam Schiff says it's too early to rule that out.
And I would expect, George, that if there is a conspiracy to defraud the United States, a collusion indictment, it would be the last indictment that Bob Mueller would seek, not the first. So we'll have to wait to see what evidence he produces.
All right, Tara Palmieri joins us now from the White House. And Tara, Stone also defended himself about claims that he lied to Congress about talking to a witness.
That's right, Tom. Stone claims he forgot that he contacted the witness, even though special counsel Robert Mueller has documents showing that the two text messaged more than 30 times on the day in question. Tom?
Tara Palmieri for us tonight. Tara, thank you. In politics tonight, the 2020 race for president getting more crowded. California Senator Kamala Harris kicking off her presidential campaign with a rally in Oakland today. Senator Harris taking direct aim at President Trump and the border wall.
Folks, on the subject of transnational gangs, let's be perfectly clear. The president's medieval vanity project is not going to stop them.
Senator Harris is part of an already crowded field that also includes Senators Elizabeth Warren and Kirsten Gillibrand. Former Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz considering a run as an independent. Some Democrats worry, though, he could pull support from their party. Next tonight, to the frightening scene of a high-speed road rage in Massachusetts. Look at this, a driver racing down the highway, a man clinging onto the hood of his SUV at up to 70 miles per hour. Here's ABC's Ariel Reshef.
Tonight, that shocking cell phone video of a dangerous road rage incident on a packed Massachusetts turnpike. A white SUV reaching speeds of up to 70 miles an hour with a man dangling from the hood.
I thought he was going to run over me.
The driver, 37-year-old Mike Fitzgerald, at times appearing to hit the gas.
I just kept telling him, stop the car, and he wouldn't stop.
Horrified onlookers trying to flag him down. The car traveling nearly 3 miles as 65-year-old Richard Komrowski clings to the gap by the windshield. Watch as the husband of the woman capturing this cell phone video gets out of their vehicle, trying to intervene. Another man walking into frame, wielding a gun, ordering Fitzgerald out of the driver's seat just as officers arrive. Police say the heart-stopping ordeal stemmed from a minor sideswipe, spiraling out of control after a verbal altercation. Komrowski jumping on the front of the car as Fitzgerald drives off. Both men arrested at the scene.
Tom, no one was hurt, but both of those men now face charges. As for the guy with the gun who coaxed Fitzgerald out of the car, police say he owned that weapon legally and will not face charges. Tom?
Incredible, nobody was hurt. All right, Ariel, thank you. New developments tonight in the intense manhunt for a suspect wanted for killing 5 people in Louisiana, including his parents and his girlfriend. Police arresting him 1,000 miles away in Virginia as he pulled into his grandmother's driveway. Authorities say his father's last words identified his son as the shooter. ABC's Stephanie Ramos is in Virginia.
Tonight, the manhunt is over for a suspected killer accused in the cold-blooded deaths of 5 people in Louisiana. 21-year-old Dakota Terrio is behind bars, suspected of killing his 20-year-old girlfriend, Summer Ernest, her father and brother before killing his own parents. Police say Terrio's father's last dying breath identified his son as the killer, but there are still questions about a motive.
It's senseless. My baby's died for nothing. Their daddy died for nothing.
Authorities say after the killings, Terrio drove from Louisiana to Virginia, arriving at his grandmother's house this morning. Police say she stayed the night at a hotel after warnings from family that Terrio was on his way.
She called this morning looking for the officers to go by and make sure that the house was safe for her to go into. While the officers were there, the individual actually drove by. He drove up into the driveway at that time, had a pistol in his hand.
Police say Terrio dropped the gun when he was asked to by officers and was then arrested.
He was very sleep deprived, it seemed like. Once put in our booking room, he went straight to sleep.
Stephanie Ramos joins us now live. And Stephanie, I saw you spoke with the Richmond County Sheriff there, that's in Virginia, about this case. What is Terrio telling law enforcement?
Well, Tom, the Richmond County Sheriff tells me that Terrio made several statements about the murders during his arrest, all of that now being used as evidence. Terrio is being held without bond here at this jail. He has an extradition hearing set for Friday. Tom.
Stephanie Ramos with those new details tonight. Stephanie, thank you. We do move on now to the growing danger in Brazil and the race against time. Take a look at this. Search and rescue teams looking for hundreds of people reported missing following a massive dam collapse. Dozens killed, the death toll expected to climb, and authorities briefly suspending the search, fearing another dam was about to break. Here's ABC's Zachary Quiche.
The desperate search continues for a second day after relentless rain and deteriorating conditions complicated the rescue effort for hundreds missing following a massive dam collapse in southern Brazil. Helicopters swooped into mud-flooded areas with supplies, and makeshift medical centers examined the injured. 37 are confirmed dead, and 280 people are still missing. Officials are not optimistic they'll be found alive. The search for survivors was suspended for several hours over fears a second dam was at risk of a breach. Sirens rang out as 24,000 people in potential harm were ordered to get to high ground. But tonight, civil engineers say that dam is safe. The second dam is located about a quarter mile from the first incident and is being closely monitored. Tom, in a bit of good news, some areas previously too wet and unreachable for firefighters are drying out. Tom?
But still so many are missing. All right, Zachary, thank you. Now to the chaos in Venezuela and battle President Nicolas Maduro accusing the U.S. of leading a coup to force him from power. Maduro, meeting with military troops, rejected an international ultimatum to hold elections within 8 days. The White House backing the opposition leader as interim president and urging other countries to do the same. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo telling the world, pick a side. ABC senior foreign correspondent Ian Pannell in the region.
Nicolas Maduro, the president challenged for power but refusing to back down. Today, trying to prove his strongman credentials. Running alongside troops, watching them exercise and testing their loyalty, yelling, traitors, never. Never, they say. He knows loyalty of the military will decide his fate. Yet as he struggles to maintain control, he's now signaling a potential willingness to negotiate. Backing down from his 72-hour demand that all U.S. diplomatic personnel leave Venezuela, now giving them 30 days. But U.S. pressure unrelenting. Today, National Security Advisor John Bolton tweeting, any violence and intimidation against U.S. diplomatic personnel or Venezuela's democratic leader, Guaido, will be met with a significant response. Guaido, the young opposition leader, declared president by Venezuela's National Assembly. Some call this an attempted coup, but he's backed by several nations, including the U.S. Outside Church now urging the military to also support him. Earlier this week, hundreds of thousands taking to the streets of the capital, demanding change. This oil-rich nation, once one of Latin America's wealthiest, now moving ever closer to the brink, already suffering from a humanitarian and refugee crisis, with thousands fleeing daily. We met this group tired and tearful after just crossing, leaving behind a nation suffering from crippling food and medicine shortages for an unknown future. This weekend, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo at the UN Security Council telling the international community
Now it's time for every other nation to pick a side.
Tom, no one knows where this is going to end. Guaido is investing in the people and he wants them to come out onto the streets once again this week, whereas Nicolas Maduro is investing in the army. He knows that's where his power lies. Tom?
Ian Pannell monitoring all the developments out of Venezuela. Ian, thank you. And a solemn day around the world, millions observing International Holocaust Remembrance Day and the death of 6 million Jews. About 50 survivors among those marking the liberation of Auschwitz 74 years ago. The anniversary comes amid growing concerns about the rise of anti-Semitism in the U.S. and in other countries. And there's much more ahead on World News Tonight this Sunday. Twin explosions rocking a cathedral.